Hello everyone, welcome to another EV Ramblings video. In this video I'm going to be driving the Volkswagen e-Golf. This is a 2015 and for the first time. I haven't been in it, and this is the vehicle right here you can see behind me. And I'd like to thank Motorize. They're a local car dealership that specializes in importing electric vehicles. Pretty much any EV that was available in North America they can get, so make sure you check them out. And this entire trip is about 80 kilometers in distance, so we'll be pushing the battery kind of to the limit in early March. So let's go for a drive, shall we? All right, this is my first time sitting in the driver's seat of this car. First impressions. It's interesting, actually. Just center dash is pretty crazy. It's all, oh yeah, there's a little compartment there. You have a little roll thing that German car manufacturers like to do. The roofline feels a little low, actually. Seat is all manual control. Well, let's see what I can do here. All right, let's go this. Okay, first thing. Headlights, looks like there's an auto mode. Brake pedal's very hard. There's a start engine. It's interesting that they use the word engine in an electric vehicle. I never thought of that. Engine definitely makes me think that it's some kind of combustion or, well, I don't know. Alright, let's see. There's a car button. Oh, we have radio. And starting vehicle showing up here. I'm going to turn the heat off. Actually, I was getting a large rumble from the climate control. That was a little bit unexpected. Okay, menu. Let's see how this infotainment is. Setup, sound, traffic. No, we want vehicle. Looks like we can go to a view here. Vehicle status. And driving data. Alright, so this car, I don't even know where to see the battery on it. So, okay, I'm kind of shocked, right, actually. I'm getting totally just put off, or just by everything that's here. So it's all analog gauges, left and right. There's the battery meter. Okay, so the car's at about 80%, 85%. It's just the battery meter is a little analog gauge. In the middle here I have this basic LCD screen. So this car is a 2015, 26,000 kilometers on it. This is kind of a weird vehicle. It has a 24 kilowatt hour battery pack, so very similar to what the first generation Nissan Leaf had. It's built off of obviously a gasoline car, but there's supposed to be no intrusion inside this vehicle from like the battery pack, so you don't actually lose any interior capacity. And it has, I couldn't actually figure out what size electric motor is in it, but I'm guessing it's around 80 kilowatt hour because its acceleration numbers are very similar to what you find on the Nissan Leaf. Alright, so park brake is off. Wow. Everything is so analog in here. It's ridiculous. You actually have a little leatherette, and there's just lights beside here. Reverse, neutral. Here, actually, if I go in reverse, I get the backup camera, and there is sensors, so that's cool. There's drive, there's B mode, and plus, 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 minus, minus, minus. I can't actually see it that's doing anything. Okay, well, let's start in drive mode. And let's go. Brakes are very strong. Okay, the car is extremely quiet. I'm gonna put it in B mode. Okay, B mode's pretty good. Will B mode stop the car? Almost. B mode's actually quite strong. Alright, okay, so why am I in this car? Sorry for the quiet start. I'm really quite shocked with what to think of this car. So I'm in this car because this is now a viable vehicle to purchase in Canada. The e-Golf was limited to very small markets in North America, and it's kind of amazing that this dealership, Motorized, that I borrowed this from, actually was able to get one. So, but now, like I work with someone who's actually pre-ordered the brand new one. The new one has a little bit bigger of a battery, so you get larger range. And it's priced basically the same as a higher tier Nissan Leaf. So it's definitely something that somebody might want. Okay, well, this is showing that we have 107 kilometers of total range, which is a little bit lower than I was expecting. But this should get basically everything that the first Nissan Leaf got. Now, I want to figure out this D mode. I figured I'd be getting some kind of input. Like there's a D and a B mode, and then a plus and a minus next to it. I figured plus would change. You can definitely go side to side, but it doesn't seem to do anything. There's a mode button here. There we go. Oh, no. Mode. Eco. Okay, I'm gonna go into Eco mode. I need as much range as possible right now. As I'm driving though, my predicted mileage is going up. It's showing that it's estimating 108 kilometers driving range. The car has a very soft suspension, which kind of, I'm going to use the word wallows. It doesn't mean, I'm not meaning that in a bad way, but that's just what it feels like. It just kind of absorbs everything really softly and slowly. Okay, I'm back. I haven't been driving that much longer, but I've found out a bunch of things about the car already. So if I put this vehicle in drive mode, which I'm in now, it will not regenerate unless I put the brakes on. So it's interesting. Like, it's just free coasting right now. And as soon as I go back into B mode, then I get, the pulling off, like the one pedal driving kind of effect. It's nice to, it's nice to have that option. It's pretty cool. If you don't want to have that regen, you don't want to think about it, especially if you get nauseous with that type of thing, then awesome to have that. But now I'm going through some really nice, turny, swoopy roads here, and the car does feel heavy. It feels heavier than almost any other EV I've driven, which is surprising. But I put the accelerator down. I'm going to do that right now, and it felt pretty good. But not quite what I was expecting. So if I'm actually in normal mode and I put the accelerator down, it's like savage acceleration. I go to Eco, accelerator down, it's pretty good. Eco Plus, put the accelerator down, it's quite a bit more muted or resisted. Like, you have to go all the way to the floor to get it to actually respond. And I haven't experienced a vehicle that has those three levels of pulling back that significantly. And it is significant. But if I go back to normal mode here, the car is super responsive. Like, it wants to go. If I put it in drive, let's see. So it has no regen with the pedal off. So yeah, like, it's just, it's pretty good. In normal with drive, the car feels like it wants to play. It wants to have fun. But if I drop it to an Eco mode now, I'm still on drive with Eco. it's just muted the accelerator significantly. And that's nothing new. Like, the Leaf does it, but it just feels a little bit more intense in this car. And then Eco Plus, like, I put the accelerator a quarter way down and it's barely changes how the car reacts. So I'm going to put it in B mode because I'm trying to bring back energy. I'm kind of disappointed that the screen doesn't seem to show a graphical representation of that. It's just really just these analog gauges here. Okay, we're going to be getting on the highway pretty soon here. So I'm going to put the car in drive, and I'm going to change the mode to normal. Because I feel that at highway speeds, it's not beneficial to have the regenerative on. So let's see what this thing does at higher speeds. The car actually feels very good, like this, or at least the accelerator is responsive. Road noise has increased, just like any other car has. I still don't like the suspension. The suspension is just killing it for me. I'm trying to see how much this is wasting our battery. It looks like it's going down relatively fast here. This is a hard section of road because we are climbing at higher speeds. It's a little bit relentless. On the way back, you gain a lot of energy, but on the way up here, it's just murder for efficiency. Well, I'm almost at my first stop. It looks, we're probably about a kilometer away. We've driven 34 kilometers so far. We've been 41 minutes total driving. I'm showing as having 96 kilometers remaining, and I think we're at about 65% or something like that, based on this gauge here of battery remaining. I'm pretty sure this is going to reset this little trip meter when I turn the car off and back on, because I have to take some photos for my blog and all that. This is probably one of the most basic infotainment screens I've seen in an EV. Like, just everything about this car screams compliance vehicle. And I'm pretty sure that in the newer one, the 2017 or 2018, sorry, that they've probably polished a lot of this up because they're selling it in way more locations now. It's not just a compliance vehicle, and I think they would have to. Okay, well, I was going to wait till I got to my destination, but time's running kind of late. Traffic has been brutal, so I'm just going to do my conclusion now while I'm still driving. So I've been driving for, well, what's listed here as an hour. I've driven 46 kilometers. I have 89 kilometers showing remaining. So I think when we first started the car, it was 104 showing listed. I turned the climate control off right away because I know that's the ultimate killer. And that shows, obviously. And we are just above half, 55%. So I would think that you could probably get 100 kilometers out of here before you could start worrying about maybe plugging it in. So there's a few other things I've noticed as well. If I go into the mode screen, I get a description of the mode. So in Eco, it shows that vehicle performance and speed are limited to conserve energy. Climate control is reduced. And then if we go to Eco Plus, vehicle performance and speed are severely limited to conserve energy, and climate control is not available at all. So it completely gets rid of it. So I'm going to go stay in Eco Plus here. And I'm going to go on the highway, because we're taking the highway back, and seeing if I notice it on there, if I need to get out of Eco Plus. The ride, like, I wouldn't buy this car for myself. This car is not for me. But, you know, I have been pretty hard on it. Like, it just drives different. And the way it drives, I'm not that big of a fan of. But this car, whoops, I would think is, it numbs you to what an electric vehicle is, and I think that's probably really good for a lot of people. Like, if everything feels like a regular combustion car, except, like, obviously it's battery only and you don't have a transmission and you have all the benefits of electric vehicle, but everything else feels like a combustion vehicle. Like, I don't think I need to learn anything. The only thing I would need to learn is to look at when my little battery gauge is getting low and how to plug it in, which are both easy things to overcome. So I have to think that Volkswagen has done a good job of creating the anti-EV EV, which is, you know, it's a cool thing in its own. And also I have to accept, though, that this car is 3 years old. This is kind of going back in time a little bit. I want to see what the new 2018 is like compared to this. But, like, this is just like a neat insight into how the market evolves, or how it's going to be evolving, like coming from this type of compliance car where you don't have the polish that you get in a full production vehicle. So, like, I'd like to thank Motorize for letting me borrow this car. It's very generous of them. I'm hoping that they let me borrow some other vehicles, like they have a RAV4 EV, which I'd like to test drive, and just, you know, other strange things that they might come across. And I hope that you found this useful in some way. Like, if you were really considering one of these, just know that it's very different from other vehicles on the market. And, like, if you are a really big German fan or you really love the Golf line of vehicles, then you probably should try to get into one. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Leave a comment, ask a question there. I do a bi-weekly update show where I talk about the market, I talk about what I'm going to do next, and I respond to some of those comments that you put down there. So if you want to be featured, put a really good comment and maybe it'll be up there. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy, and if you do happen to buy a Golf, or maybe if you go test drive one, an e-Golf, please let me know what you think. And especially also, if you happen to have one of these, and maybe you upgraded to a 2018, I'd be dying to hear your thoughts about what they've improved and how much better it is. So, bye.